Welcome back to the All Season channel. Today, Cameron and I are going to be working on this travel trailer behind us. Folks had a blowout, a tire blowout on the way in and damaged some gas lines. So we're going to see if we can get them fixed up today. Right now would be a really good time to go down there and give this video a thumbs up. So let's get started. So here's what can happen to your gas lines when you have a blowout. Didn't get this one. Got that one. One's the refrigerator, one is the furnace. The furnace one, we're gonna have to replace it completely. The refrigerator one, we might just try and cut it off right here and move the nut and see if it will fit. So I'll show you what it done in the furnace inside here in a few minutes. It got that whole gas line, so let me get you guys set up here. All right, first thing we're going to do is get this gas line loose. It's the one that goes. It knocked the nut loose. What we're going to do is see if we can get. There's a little bit of slack up there, so I think that we can cut this gas line off right here and make it work. But we're going to have to replace this other one. Go ahead and get this gas line loose too, just to get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. Get my trusty dusty pipe cutter. We're gonna have to go back a little bit further. That's still bent there. We may not be able to do this too, I don't know. We're gonna try it. I got that tube cut off. I'm gonna try and reuse this nut. I'm gonna have to cut this off with just a hacksaw or something and see if I can save the nut so we can reuse it. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna make it or not. Still acts like it's crimped a little bit there. I don't know. Let me go get this nut cut off and we'll see. Okay, I did get the nut off that line. Let's see if it'll even go on. This gas line's still a little bit egged on the end. Get it straight enough, get this nut on there. Yeah, we did. Okay. Now I'm going to use my Snap-on double flare tubing kit. Here's the part number. That's the absolute best flaring tool I've ever had. I've had some junk ones, but I bought that Snap-on one. Oh gosh, when I was working for the Steel Ship 20-some years ago, and man, it's served me well. It really has. I have crimped everything with that. I've done stainless steel brake lines on a pickup, done double flares on them, and done a ton of copper gas lines and stuff. It's just the system. It's just far superior to any crimping, flaring tool that I've ever had. I don't know how you could beat it. I really don't. Make sure anytime you flare a line, you put your nut on first. Nothing will make you feel smarter than putting a perfect flare on a line and realizing you forgot to put the nut on. Now these gas lines, these copper gas lines, we don't have to do a double flare. Single flare is plenty on these, because they seal pretty well. You don't really have a problem with these copper lines, as long as it doesn't split the copper line when you flare it. That's one thing you got to watch for when you're flaring this copper. Just kind of look at your flare and make sure it didn't split. And that one looks good. Let's see if we can get it bent around there without crimping it, and get it put back on that fitting. Sometimes if you got to make a real short bend on a copper pipe, they can put the wrench on your nut and do that. Put a little bit more on that so the line will be straight. Well, we'll see if that one's gonna make it. We'll get this other one made, because I know we're gonna have to make this whole gas line. So we'll get it made, get the gas cut on, and go at it with the soapy water, see how it looks. Alright, get that cut off. Now we're gonna go up inside, pull that line up out of the floor. So I'll go ahead and show you what it done there at the furnace. There's the other end of that gas line that we just cut off. It crimped it right here too. It's not completely shut, but we might as well just replace the whole thing. So let me get this end loose, then we'll pull that up out of the floor, and we'll just proceed. As always, when we're working, especially furnaces and refrigerators, especially when you're working on these gas lines, always use that backer wrench. Try and get both hands in there. Now I've already got that gas line cut off. Focus. Yeah, I got that gas line cut off on the other end, so it should just pull right up out of the floor. flare gas line. See, it's got a pretty good crimp in it. Probably didn't crimp it completely shut, but it's far enough. That furnace needs quite a bit of gas, so we'll just make a new line up. All right, get this gas line straightened out a little bit. It ain't a gas line yet; it's just a piece of copper tubing. Big gas line when we get done with it. Should be plenty long enough. Alrighty, gonna go ahead and we're just gonna cut just an inch or so of this off. Come right here where you can see, camera. We're just gonna cut an inch or so of this off, get a new fresh end. Just slowly cut that off, gives you a nice fresh end. Has a file built in, taking file burrs off. You make sure there's no burrs inside. Just like so. Don't forget to slide your nut on. I'll show you a crimp here real good. I'm sure somewhere there's a chart that tells you how much tubing to leave sticking through your clamp. I don't know where that's at. I just do about that much and call that good. Flare tool on there. Just screw it down. There you go. We just made a flare in a piece of copper tubing. There's our flare. Looks good. Don't see any cracks or anything. Nut slides up. There's how it seals. That's the flare. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this stuck through the floor. Hook this end up to the furnace, and then we'll flare that end and put our nut on that end. It looks like we're going to save all the nuts. I've got flare nuts, but there ain't nothing wrong with these nuts. Just the gas line was bad, not the flare nuts. Cameron, the cameraman, is doing his job today. He's behind the camera. I'm sure he is doing an excellent job. Okay. And then we reuse our nut. So we're gonna go back and put, like I said, we're gonna put that through the floor. Go ahead and make our connection at the furnace, make our bends, and then we'll go under the floor and get our length, cut it off, put this nut on, flare it again, and then we're gonna turn the gas on and see if we got any leaks. Hopefully we don't. So I was told that I need to look at the camera more, so I'm trying. Okay. You lay down here, I'm going to put the gas line to you. We don't want to crimp it. It's going to come through the floor, but just bend it just what you have to keep it from digging in the ground as we're going in, okay? Okay, that's good, I believe. Alrighty. We got the other end hooked up already. Just try and get a rough idea how long this needs to be. Cut it right there. These pipe cutters come inside in that kit with a flaring tool too. It's nicest. It's the nicest cutter I've ever had. Just works so smooth. Does such a good job. Can you guys see what I'm doing? No. Okay. All right. I don't think y'all got to see much of that, but anyhow, we measured that and cut it off. Now we're gonna deburr it, file it off a little bit. Don't forget to put our nut on, and we're gonna flare it. I believe I read somewhere too where when you're flaring a tubing like that, you always tighten the wing nut up closest to the pipe and then tighten the other one up. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just the way I've always done it. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. Or maybe somebody wiser than me told me that, I don't know. Anyhow, I've just always done it. I know I heard it somewhere. It's always worked well for me. As long as you got a quality flare tool. If you got a junky Kmart flare tool, it ain't nothing gonna work anyway. So, okay, get our final bends on that, where it gets all good and lined up. Alright, we're going to need soapy water. We're about ready to test it.
Come on, Daisy.
Alright, we got everything tight. Now we're getting ready to cut the gas on and spray some soapy water. See what it looks like. Alright, got the gas on. Everything should be tight. I made sure we had gas. I went in and lit one of the eyes on the stove. Now, we'll just see if we got any bubbles. We do have bubbles on this, and that's one for the refrigerator. So we might end up replacing that one too. Snug it up a little bit more. See if it goes away. Ah, it did. So I think we're gonna be okay there. The one we built looks good. We're gonna check it on the back of the refrigerator and at the furnace where the other end of the line that we made. We didn't disturb this one, but since we're here, we're just gonna make sure it don't leak. Now we're going to go in and check the furnace connection. All right, so there's the other end where we made it. I made that loop in that, and so it would hook up to the furnace. And it looks good. We'll give this a few minutes, and we'll go around and check everything again, probably 2 or 3 times altogether, just to make sure that we don't have any leaks. Yep, that looks awesome. Okay, so there you have it. People had a blowout, damaged their gas lines, was able to cut one of them off and re-flare it and reuse it. The other one we had to make them a new one, and we're gonna leak test this just a little bit more, but I'd say we got it, and me and Cameron, we're gonna go down the road and fix another one. And while we're doing that, you guys, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. So we're going to go, and you guys and gals have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time. All right. That's why I usually give it a few minutes. See that? That's a little leak somewhere. Not a big leak, but a little leak. So I believe it is on the refrigerator line again. Probably what I'm going to do is loosen that. You actually let some gas escape and retighten it and see what it does. And if at that point it won't seal, we're just going to make a new one. You want to see what it looks like when you got a leak?
Oh, I've seen before.
Oh, okay.
I think they mostly just been really big leaks.
All right, loosened it, retightened it. We're gonna give it a few minutes and see what it does again. I'm gonna do the same thing on that one, because they were right there together actually, so it could be the one. I'm gonna check these two here because these were loose when I got down here. Those are tight. So we'll just give that a few minutes, see if the bubbles grow. So, there we go. All right, I'm laying down, so is the camera. So yeah, a little bonus footage here. So yeah, we did have a leak, and like I said, we're just gonna give this a few minutes and see if we still have a leak. And if not, or if we do, we're gonna just build another gas line. You already seen build one, so no reason to make you watch two. And if it don't leak, we're good. See ya.